Every AI agent you deploy needs an identity layer. Without one, there's no enterprise security, no control over who's allowed to use it, no limit on what they can do, and no audit trail when something goes wrong. Descope built a universal identity hub for exactly this. Any AI agent, any MCP server, one place to manage it all. Today, I'm wiring it up to an NAN MCP server for Stripe payment through Claude Desktop AI agent, and I'll show you the drag and drop flow designer that makes the whole thing configurable without writing auth code. Let's go. Here's what we're building. An AI payment clerk. Claude Desktop reads PDF invoices, calls an N8N MCP server, and triggers Stripe payments. But between Claude and N8N sits an Auth proxy I built using Descope's MCP SDK. N8N handles the workflow logic, Stripe handles the money, and the Descope Auth proxy makes sure every request is authenticated and authorized before it ever reaches a tool. Before I explain anything, let me show you the finished product. A CFO for a company opens Claude Desktop and connects the N8N Stripe payment MCP server. Descope's login pops up. She authenticates with Google, authorizes the execute payments permission. Connection established. The MCP server is now authorized. Now she drags in a PDF invoice. Claude reads it, identifies the vendor, the amount, calls the payment tool. Payment processed. Done. That's the finished product. Authorize once through Descope, then the agent just works. Now let me show you why that matters and how to build it yourself. When AI agents call real tools, you need answers to 3 questions. Who is this user? What are they allowed to do? And can you prove it later if something goes wrong? This is Descope. It's a drag and drop platform for authentication and access control. You might know it from web app login flows. But the thing we care about today is their newest launch, the Agentic Identity Hub. It's a dedicated identity layer built specifically for AI agents and MCP servers. Any MCP server, not just N8N. Let's take a look at this build step by step. All right, so let's see how this is put together by first looking at the N8N MCP server that does the Stripe payment. So we start with a webhook. This webhook will take the parameters and then pass it into a Postgres database that looks up the invoice customer ID and maps to the Stripe customer ID. And we put an edit field here that creates variables for the various parameters that we need. And next, we have an if statement here for a production or test workload. So for a test workload, it mocks the payment, and for the production, it goes into my Stripe node and sends the payment and then returns results. Now I'm going to add an edit description. This becomes the MCP tool description that allows the using agent to know how to use this tool. I've given it as details to improve accuracy of the tool call. Next, I'm going to go to Settings and to turn on the MCP for this workflow. Next, I'm going to go to Settings at the N8N MCP instance level. I'm going to look at the connection details here and then save the server URL and also get the access token and save that information. We'll need that for our authentication proxy on Railway. All right, so we just looked at the N8N MCP server that does the Stripe payment. Now we're going to look at the Auth proxy that was built using the Descope MCP SDK. All right, so I'm in railway.com. This is my deployment platform for the proxy. So in this proxy, I've created a Git repo that implements the proxy that calls into Descope for authentication, and then connects that to the N8N MCP server. I will get the Descope management key from the console and the Descope project ID from the console. I'll show that right after this. And I'll also need to go in to get the bearer token from my N8N MCP server. So I will go into the MCP server, go into connection details, and I get the access token from here. And then the server URL I get from here. And then I put these into the proxy Railway variables. And the permission that we're going to ask for to use this MCP server is the payment execute permission. All right, now we're in the Descope console, and we're going to get the project ID that we need in the Railway template for the proxy. So I go to project here, and I copy the project ID. And then I'm also going to create an access key. So I'm going to go and create an access key here and name it, and then I'm going to generate the key. And then this will be added into my Railway template. The access key and the project ID will allow me to connect my Auth proxy on Railway to the Descope project. So now I'm going to go to my Agentic Identity Hub. I'm going to select MCP servers, and then I'm going to create a new MCP server. I'm going to call it N8N Production Tools for the Stripe payment and workflow, and I'm going to name it. And I'm going to point this MCP server URL to my Railway template that has the Auth proxy. So I copied that from the previous Railway template, put it into here. I accept the dynamic client registration option here to enable DCR. And I'm going to say that this MCP server has the scope or permission of payment execute. So in order to use this, the user needs to have this scope in their profile. And then here's a description for that. And then I'm going to associate the user consent flow with it. And this is one of the really cool parts about Descope, where there is a drag and drop interface to build this. So there's a lot of default ones that are built out of the box. In this case, we'll need a user consent one that has authentication as well as user consent. So you can just take a look at it by seeing what this looks like. So it gives you a preview, but then you can go into here and edit it. So I'll go in here and then I'll go to edit. And this is the really cool part because you can see the visual builder here. So you can see your identification experience, identity experience. You can design it yourself with this visual drag and drop. So it goes into here. You can see the welcome screen. In this welcome screen, you can do a run here and it'll show you what that looks like. But you can even make some changes on the fly here and say, okay, now I'm going to go in here and edit it. And I can, here it has sign in with Google, sign in with Microsoft, but I can have other kinds of sign-ins. So for example, if you click on the buttons here, we have Google here and Microsoft, but there's so much more you can add. So for example, I can just add in my Facebook. So if I wanted to have Facebook sign-in for my identity experience, I can add that in. I can also give options to add in the LinkedIn sign-in, or Slack, or GitHub, or Apple. You can see the richness of this. Or you can sign in also with Passkey, or SSO, or WhatsApp. It's very, very rich. You can also support MFA and all the different kinds of sign-in types here as well. So this is super powerful and super easy to do. So I can save it, and when I save it, then it becomes live the next time I'm able to authenticate and log in. So then, the visual builder allows you to build additional flows. In this flow here, you can verify it with a one-time password. So there's an ability to customize this. You can delete that or keep it. And then, once you've authorized, you are able to also have this screen here. Is consent already granted? Yes, goes into here and then shows the consent screen. So this is what we saw earlier, where the permissions are displayed, and then the authorization message is displayed, and then you finish the flow. Super, super powerful, super easy to use. Now I'm back into my MCP servers, and I've already configured the user consent flow. And then now I'm going to create my user. So I've already created this user ID here. And now I'm going to go to the authorization, and I'm going to create a CFO role. So you can assign roles here. I've already created the CFO role. This CFO role, I will associate it with a permission. So in here, I created a permission called payment execute. This payment execute allows me to authorize the MCP server to have this scope. So then I go into my CFO role and I assign this permission to the CFO role. And then I'm going to go back to the users. And this user that I've created, I'm just going to associate a role to it. So this role is the CFO role that I created. And the CFO role will have the payment execute permission included. So if there's anybody else, any other user that has this, then I can assign a CFO role to them and they will have that permission as well. And I can change and add different permissions and add them to different user IDs here. And all of them will have access to this MCP server as a result of that role being added. And that's it. That's all you need to configure. So I have my MCP server that has the scope defined, that has associated a user consent with this flow. And then I created a set of users and I've assigned roles to them, which I've created through this authorization, created permissions and associated that to a role. And that's it. That's how it'll be able to connect everything. Now in terms of auditing, I'm able to have an audit trail. So every time somebody uses the MCP server, there is an audit trail that is kept by Descope. Pretty cool. Let's give this a test. I'm going to the connectors in Claude Desktop. I'm going to add a custom connector. I'm going to name it N8 nstripe MCP server. I'm going to paste into it the URL of my Auth proxy and going to add. And I'm going to connect. I'm going to sign in with Google OAuth. Select the account that has a CFO role. It's going to ask me, do I want to authorize this scope permission of execute payment? I'm going to authorize that. All right, now it's authorized and I've been authenticated, so I can start using that payment server. Right now, I'm going to do the same thing, but with an ID that does not have the CFO role assigned. So I'll connect and connect with another ID. And I can see here that there was an error connecting to the MCP server, that I don't have permission for that. Let's zoom out. Here's what we built. One Descope identity hub, one visual auth flow, drag and drop, no code, one permission gate that controls who reaches which tools, one clean security boundary where the proxy swaps credentials so nothing sensitive crosses the wire, all defined in Descope, all enforced by a thin proxy, and it scales to every MCP server you add after this. If you want to lock down your AI agents the right way, check out Descope. Free to start, setup takes minutes. Link is in the description. If this changed how you think about agent security, subscribe. More production architecture patterns coming.